you have shown that you can take that plunge and you are still willing to take that plunge, there will be people who will be happy to have you in any kind of sales position. And that when somebody holds that mirror up to you and shows you what you don't want to see, that's the time it hit me. I went back that very same evening. I decided I'm shutting it down. I shut it down. I spoke to, I think, around 5 startups. I think 3 of them made offers, and I accepted one, and by October 4, 2012 I was already employed. So I had shut down in 3rd week of September. By 1st week of October I already had a job. So I'm still working in a startup. So essentially the passion that you have is to create something. You want to build a business. Just remember that it's as good to build somebody else's business as it is to build your business. So if you work on somebody else's idea, it's no less of an achievement than working on your own idea. So that's what my journey has been. So now I work with a startup which is completely different from what I did. They are into business videos, business video creation, and they sell subscriptions for that. So I'm in a completely different role, in a completely different setting, and I still love what I do, and I'm still in the startup ecosystem, hoping by coming and speaking at events like this, just hoping that if I can fail and come out of it, you can too. There is no problem. Just remember, there are a lot of takers for you even if things don't work out. So why not give it a try? Thanks.
So we open up the Q&A session. Any questions, please? You're welcome to. You want to sit?
So how many employees did you have when you decided to shut? Do you have any?
So in the entire span of this, I hired 2 people, and one I had to let go within 1.5 months because there was really no output. The second I hung on for 3 months, but so this employment period was April 2012 to June 2012, when I was just like sitting and hoping basically for something to work out. And when things were not working out, finally in June 2012 I had to decide that it's not going to work. So I had to let them go. So in all, the maximum strength of my company was 3.
So how did you mention about your co-founder that you took on, and so how was it to deal with first of all getting a co-founder on board and then
Correct. So essentially, people say that you should look for co-founders amongst your friends. That's a good plan, but that's not a foolproof plan. So if your friend has different expectations from the startup, is not aligned to your personal values and your personal risk-taking ability, and you don't share a common vision, then it's not going to work. So we essentially just reconnected after college. So we both thought that we will work in the vast domain. He had some domain expertise. I had some business planning background. So it seemed like a good way to go about it. But in general, if I had to do this all over again, I would probably do a little more detailed evaluation, if that's the right word, of what the co-founder has done prior to this. Do they really bring all kind of skills that are required? And I still feel even with the 2 of us, we still lack the CTO. As I told you, the outsourcing bit was still not figured out. And if the team is not complete, then it's still not going to work. So you need to have all the pieces of the puzzle fitting together, else it doesn't work. And if they don't have the same staying capacity, if they can't put in 15 to 18 months into the startup without any expectations of return, and with a full knowledge and support of their family, and that is absolutely something that that I cannot emphasize enough, that the family of every co-founder are equal stakeholders in the company, because they have expectations from you. Most of the case, in my case, I'm the only son in the family. I was the one who was supposed to be the breadwinner, so to speak. But my family was still giving me 110% support. His family did not back him at all, which is a fact he should probably have shared with me proactively, or I should have been careful enough to ask him of all these questions. So please ensure everybody is aligned in all these matters and everybody's families are also aligned. So that is very important for co-founders.
Yeah, I actually have two questions. So I'm fairly young, I'm 22 years old.
Brilliant time to start. No pressure of marriage for what, 6 years.
Yeah, so I recently quit my job. I was working at Ernst & Young. And when I actually presented this idea to my associate director, you know, he told me that you should put numbers to everything that you have. So if you are investing this much, or this is your business plan, you come to me with the entire plan and tell me where do you plan to go or what do you plan to achieve after 5 years, and put numbers to everything. So I just want to know whether you followed that approach, or it was just, you know, a hunch. Okay, you know, let me start my own business and I'll do this and I'll do that. That is my first question. Whether you actually put numbers to everything, and how you, just in a nutshell, how you actually decided the entire business plan. Second question, don't mind me asking, how much money did you actually invest in this, and was that money your own?
Yeah. So I'll take the part one of the question. Numbers everybody asks.
Right.
The day I started with my concept note, on paper my company's value was 6 crores. So I was like, numbers don't count for anything. Okay? Every investor wants them, but every investor knows they are not to be believed. Essentially, what the numbers represent is the numbers make you research a little deeper. They make you identify your target market. Say, what is the size of my customer base? What is my average revenue per customer? And if I get this much of market share, what kind of revenue base will I have, and what is this? Beyond this, nobody realistically at the the stage you are looking at, probably at funding, is the angel stage. So angels, nobody takes numbers that seriously because there is no history of what the market opportunity is, and unless you are like, you are starting the 5th generic e-commerce company and there are like five people ahead of you, there is no real track record of what the industry is, how the team will perform, how good the execution will be. So numbers are just for reference, and they are to make you do your due diligence before going and asking for money, because asking for somebody and spending somebody else's money is the easiest thing to do. Secondly, regarding how much I spent, I don't mind sharing that at all. I spent about 6 lakh of my cash. Forget the opportunity cost for 2 years of what I could have earned in a corporate job. That is a given. That's a gone. So 6 lakhs. And it was not my own cash. It was money lent to me by my family members, uncles, aunts, and I'm still paying that back.
You mentioned your B2B number, but when you tried B2C, how many customers did you get, and how did you get them?
I got 150 merchant and 110 customers. So 150 merchants are offering deals and 110 people took coupons. So those numbers are pretty crappy, as you can see. And whatever 110 customers I got was primarily through a bit of word of mouth, sending emails and SMS to known friends and families that, hey, please check me out, please do this, and why don't you take it, it's in your neighborhood. So doing a lot of that in the initial bit. There are quite a few ideas that I tried, which I still feel are workable even in today's environment, but they need a better execution to make them work, and they need better people to execute. So I think as a single person, the execution bandwidth is not great enough to run a complete program end to end very well. So I am always running between 2 to 3 things, and never been able to actually carry out one thing very nicely. So